J Draco here. I am so sorry about the beginning of that video. I'm just going to explain why. Did it make you jump? Did it go from 0 to 100 in about 5 seconds? Yeah. That's what this review is based about. Pan's Labyrinth. Let me get comfortable and talk about this movie right now. Okay. So, Pan's Labyrinth. Spanish War 1944. Set time. I think it's 1944. I think that's what I said. This. Ooh, kidoki. I'm not going to talk about cast. Individually. Because. Not lying, I don't want to. Let's just talk about the movie and the characters in general. This starts off talking about a little girl. Her name's Eliza or something, or like Elile. Weird name. I don't know. It starts off with a girl. I can't remember her name. In fairness, I don't actually remember anyone's name in this movie. I'm just going to point that out now. And I'm sorry to say it, but I really can't bother to look either. I just want to give you the review of what I think of the movie as a general point. So let's just get on with that. Starts off with this girl laying on the floor with blood coming out of her nose, but it like starts going up. And it's talking about this little girl who dreamed of an ordinary world and all this stuff. All narration, and it's a Spanish movie. I don't mind. I like The Orphanage. The Orphanage was an incredible movie. So it's all in Spanish, but you got the English subtitles. Now it's basically saying that there's like a little girl that likes fairies and stuff like that, and all fairy tale things. So there's a woman who's pregnant with a daughter, and she's married to a Spanish war general thing. So she's going to move and live with him because she's pregnant with his child. Other than the blood coming out of her nose, it seems like a pretty innocent movie going towards, you know, so what happens is they introduced to the general, they start moving into the house, during some wartime where there's like soldiers and the resistance. There's this really funny maid who doesn't really like the general, but she does everything he tells her to. She's really friendly with the child and the woman. Yeah, and then suddenly, we'll go through quite a bit of the scenes where, like, she chases after this little bug thing, and she ends up near this big arch, and then the maid woman sees her and brings her back to the house. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have enthusiasm to talk about this movie. I really don't. I'm sorry to say it, but I really don't. I love Guillermo del Toro, but there was just something I really didn't like about this movie. Anyway, let's just get into why I did the beginning of this video. Yeah, so they're sleeping at night, and they find out that there's been people shooting in the woods. So the soldiers find these two people, and the general's outside talking to them. And this is an old man and a young man, and the old man's saying, well, I was just hunting rabbits. So the general's going through his bag, and his son's saying, like, oh, if my father says he was hunting rabbits, that's what he was doing. He was doing no harm. And the general's like, well, shut up, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to your father. He's talking to him, he goes, look, I promise I was just hunting rabbits. And the boy's like, trust me, he was hunting rabbits. And all of a sudden, the general just gets this wine bottle and starts caving this man's face. And you see his face going in and in and in. I was oh, what the hell? Like, it went, 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. It was just that these people had been captured. Fair enough. But you see him go bang, 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 with this wine bottle smashing his face in. I was like, honestly, I was watching it with my father-in-law. And we both just, literally looked at each other, both going, and then it got worse. It got worse. There was a man's hand slightly falling off. And the guy's face was... Oh, God, no. No. Now, I'm going to explain something. That's not the reason I don't like this movie. Because in fairness, that shit's kind of cool. What I didn't like about this movie was it was too busy. Now, I don't know if anyone's going to think that this makes sense, because it probably doesn't. I'm not saying that this is a bad movie. right? For anyone else who enjoys Pan's Labyrinth or enjoys the concept of Pan's Labyrinth, that's great. It could be classed as an amazing film. I know it won some awards, so I know everyone else thinks it is an amazing film. The reason I don't like it is because it was just way too busy. You had to try and figure out why the general was like the general, why he was such a miserable shit, dickhead, whatever. You also have to think about what the maid story was, why she was so secretive, why she was doing the stuff that she was doing. Plus, you have to figure out this child's story, where she's seeing invisible-ass creatures that's saying she's a princess and all this stuff that she reads this book. So there was a mystery, a war drama, and a science fiction all in one whole movie. Now, usually I would like that, but it was just 1 minute it was about the girl, the next minute it was about the maid, the next minute it was about the general, then it was about the girl again, then it was about the maid. There was no consistency of the story. It wasn't linking them properly. It was just so trying to follow what was going on was just driving me crazy. And the ending was just a big pile of poo. The ending sucked. I didn't enjoy it at all. Pan's Labyrinth for me, it just did not feel like an award-winning movie. I'm not trying to sound horrible. I just want to be truthful to the people who watch my videos. I just want to be truthful. For me, Pan's Labyrinth just felt like it just didn't deserve what it got, because for me it just felt too busy. It would have, if they had cut all the child stuff, if they removed the child, removed his wife, and removed the maid. Actually, no, kept the maid. Kept the maid, and had one big war drama. That would have been an amazing war drama. I'll admit, I would have watched that because that would have been incredible. If they'd just taken the story of the maid and the side of the resistance and a little bit of the war stuff, that would have been an epic war movie. If they just kept the little girl's stuff in, about the creatures and stuff like that, if they just kept all the sci-fi stuff in to the one movie, like Hellboy. Look how Hellboy turned out. Would have been incredible. But he mixed too much in with one movie. And I don't like that. I don't like the fact that the movie was way, way too busy. Like, extremely too busy. I mean, you take, for example, another one of Guillermo... You take another one of Guillermo del Toro's work. Right? So, let's take Hellboy, for example. That movie isn't busy. Because each separate character has something to do with the whole united story, right? Like Professor Broom is connected to Hellboy. Hellboy is connected to Abe. Abe is connected to Liz. Liz is connected to Myers. It's all one big story. There is no separate points of each individual story. There is just the one story, which is developing who Hellboy was, why Rasputin was after him, and all that stuff. It's all linked. Pacific Rim, it's all linked. It's not trying to work out each individual story. It's linked. Like, you learnt about the woman's story because she was linked to Riley's brain. So you learn about her story along with Riley. You learn about Idris Elba along with them. So you get to learn all the characters' stories in the one whole plot. This was 3 separate characters, 3 separate stories trying to be told in one. And in my opinion, it didn't work for me. It made me feel quite angry. But I do want to thank Omar Little because he still sent me this movie. And, you know, even though I didn't enjoy the film, I'm still very appreciative of the fact that I would never have even had the chance to watch it if it wasn't for you. There were some aspects that I did like. Like I said, I did like the kind of goriness to it. That felt right for a war drama. I think war dramas should have that kind of gore. Because war was fucking rough. War was terrible. War was scary back then. That's the kind of stuff that you would see on the battlefield. What I didn't like was this little girl talking to invisible damn creatures and fairies and other stuff that just didn't need to be in the movie. Take her and her sci-fi crap ass out of this movie, and if you just made one big Spanish epic war movie against the soldiers and the resistance, that would have been a bestseller from the beginning. Bestseller from the beginning. Didn't need the girl's story at all. Didn't need it. So yeah, I just wanted to tell my opinion. I know there's a lot of people out there that like Pan's Labyrinth. I'm not saying that it's not everyone's going to enjoy it, because like I said, it's already proved that there's tons of people out there who enjoy the movie. Just me, as a standalone person, did not enjoy this movie at all, and I probably would never really watch it again, as I don't think I have the patience to rewatch it in case I might change my mind. Because in fairness, there are certain movies that when you watch from the beginning to end in one whole watching, if it just doesn't feel right, it's not right for you. It isn't. I'm sorry, like, I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to enjoy this movie. But yeah. Anyway, that I just wanted to let you guys know. So I'm sorry. This is the kind of review that I usually do. I just wanted to do this review to let you guys know that I've seen Pan's Labyrinth and what I thought of it. In fairness, I could easily have just not done this review and you guys would never have known. But my schedule is still taking place this week. Last week, some serious stuff's been happening with my friend in his life, and I'm doing these videos before I go up and see him to make sure he's okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be away tomorrow and Sunday, but Monday's movie review will be up. It will be a standard Blu-ray movie review, so there will be no 3D one, but not till Wednesday. Wednesday there'll be a 3D review. My partner says that she might be involved in this. If we do this film, she's going to get involved with this, which is good. She needs to sit down with me and talk about another movie. We haven't done it for a long time now, since Zootropolis. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to find a movie to review. There's quite a few movies I need to talk about. Anyway, that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video and previous videos, please show your support by clicking that like button down below. And if you're new to my channel and only seen a couple of my videos but not subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button. No, I'd appreciate it. You do me a really big favour. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Take care.